and go.
Hi everyone, it's Christian on the Monkey Punk YouTube channel. I'm going to be giving you a bit of tips and tricks on 123D design. It's a CAD, so that means computer aided design, and basically a couple of tricks you can try out at home. So if you've got a 3D printer, use this and then put it into your 3D printing software, and that goes into your 3D printer. Or this is just for any GCSE DT student. We use CAD. This is just a couple of tricks if you got it. So I like using 123D design just because I've been using it for ages and I find it really simple. So when it loads up a minute ago, you just had that, you just click start project and you're straight into it. Now if you hold your right mouse button and hold it, you can basically spin round. If you hold your left one, it doesn't do anything, just draws that. Okay, and then zoom in and out by your scroll wheel. Basically, it's just that bendy right one. And in you've worked out in the top hand corner over here. Basically, you've got a shape of what your shape is, if you get what I mean. So that's the top. You always look at it, and if you look at it from the side, you can basically turn it around. You can even look at it from the corners or the sides. And if you want to just go home, you just click the home button, and it always looks at it from that side. Wherever you are, if you're ever in the opposite corner, it'll always go back. Now you can also twist it. Let's get around here. You can get the arrows, twist it around, whatever. Like I say, but it always go back. And this is always in perspective. You can look at it in orthographic. It looks a bit different. That's orthographic, but I always do it in perspective. And that's in a perspective drawing there. So, I want to make a cube. On the top here are all the different things. So if you want to make something that's a solid 3D, you want to go onto this one. It's called primitives. Now you got a box, basically a cube. Well, it can be a cube, cuboid, anything. A sphere, a cylinder, a cone, torus, wedge, prism, pyramid, or hemisphere. And you've also got a couple of 2D shapes, but we're going to focus on the 3Ds at the moment. You've got also other things, but I'll explain them later. But firstly, we're just going to start on this video's primitives. So, box. Down at the bottom, you can select the length, width, and height. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. If it was 20 centimeters, there you go. If it's 20 millimeters, I'd still keep it at that. Because if you go because actually, it'd be like 200. If you said there's no point doing that by that. If you get what I mean, it's just massive. There's no point. So just do whatever it is. If it's 20 millimeters, 20 centimeters, whatever, 20 meters, still do it by that. It'll always be the same. So it doesn't really matter. There's no point making it massive for our project. So I'm just going to plot one of them down. Also, if we decide that we're not happy with it or we want to change something, there's all these different buttons on the bottom, e.g. send to a 3D printer and make, and we can actually adjust it. So we can hide it, and I've lost it. So where's it gone? I've never actually pressed that, to be honest, so I don't know where I've put that. How do I find that? Zoom, orbit, pan, fit, materials and outlines. Please somebody help me. I can't see it. I cannot see it. Ah, there you go. You have to do that somehow. I've never done that. You learn something new every day, everyone. So anyway, back to normal. So you can change it. So you can click move. Now move will let you go up, down, that way, anywhere. You can hold this middle button and just move it around. But depending on which way you're looking, can go up and down. But I might wanting it to move sideways, if you get what I mean. And I'm trying to get it to go down there, but it's actually going up. So that's the problem I have. And also, if you use it this way, up one, will go up one, if you know what I mean. So it won't go up a little bit. So that's what I really like. And then also, there's also 3 rotations. That way, and that way. Even though you'll see it better with a different kind of shape. But it always gives you the angle as well. So whichever angle it is, it'll always give you the angle that it's going at. So you can always go precise. The next one there's Smart Scale. Now I actually don't think I've ever used this, but basically you can draw these around and you can make it into different shapes depending on how you like it, which is actually quite cool because I can literally redraw, like basically make the shape look completely different. This is really good if you're trying to fit this into a certain area. You know, it can really fit in, and it gives you all the measurements as well, which is quite nice in red. And if you click on them, you can actually adjust them. So say I want that side to be just 100 and not 110, I can type that in and it'll adjust it for me. That's quite nice. And you click green arrow. You can also click it again. We've just been on a Smart Scale. Click it again. And you just use normal scale, and literally it's just that way, in or out, whichever way. Now if you click on one side, if you go up to it like as a whole, sometimes it doesn't let you do that. If you're already on a whole, it won't let you do it. But if you click it once, then choose whichever face you want. So say I want it to that one. If I hover over the normally the settings icon, basically, you can tweak, press and pull, shell. So tweak, you can basically move that side. I'm happy with that, so I'm going to click enter. Or I can press and pull, which is basically pull up and down. Or shell. Now I don't think I've really used that command very often. So basically that creates a shell inside. So it's quite nice. Instead of trying to get a box to fit in to make a shell, it's already done for you. And there's also an arrow up here. I think there you go, to see how wide you want it. Post box or massive box. So there's kind of a cube, and there's also, like I say, you can click the actual. Oh, you can't actually click it, but it gives you them. And then down here also you've got the hide. We've done that export selection. You know, just sending it to different things. This one is brilliant material. Create it to look whatever you like. Now, if you click click apply overlay, that'll always do. If you leave it on, it'll always apply that overlay. If you get rid of it, it just goes to blank. Then you can select what you want. So I can have a natural wood, but then if the overlay's off, it won't do anything. But if I put the overlay on, pinky wood, reddy wood, orangey wood, it's up to you. So basically, you can create it how you like. It's a nice thing It's a nice little thing I like on 123D design. Then, next, we'll delete that. We'll do our next one. Sphere. Basically, it's just normal. Radius. If you don't do it. If its radius is 50, it's going to be massive. You know, don't just do 50 because it's 5 centimeters. Literally do 5 centimeters or do 10. But do it, you know, think about it properly. There's no point working at a 50. Because that's just massive. It's not that bad, but like, don't go 500. Please, just do not. You know, you're bigger than you actually need here. 5 is, alright. I can see that big enough. It's got the same with most commands. Move it around, do whatever, turn it. So basically, it's the same. Next one is cylinder. You've got radius. So if you want 5 radius, whatever, that makes it thinner, 8, thicker, and then the height is how actually tall it is. And like I say, these are all the same. Whatever shape you do will always have the same commands down here. So even if, I've got a sphere instead of a cylinder, they'll always have the same commands. So they're not different. So you'll always have the bar down at the bottom. They always have the same kind of layout here. Like I say, they all can twist and turn to however you want. You can't see it there because it's like all one way, but you get the point. Next is a cone. I'm gonna have a drink. Next is a cone. And there you go. You got just a radius. This will be at the bottom. And the radius, the height's always the same, so the radius either spreads out, or if you just do one, it's really tall, really thin. So it just depends. Like I said, it depends how you do it. And then if you did the height as 100, it'd be really tall. It just, like I say, it's the radius. And again, all the commands are the same. The next one is a Taurus. It's a bit difficult because one you want bigger, one you want smaller. You'll get what I mean. The major radius, if I put that to 100, that's how wide it is. How wide it is. So I'm going to put it for 50 at the moment. But the minor radius is a bit different. The minor radius is the bit between the major and the coming inwards. So if I put 1, it'll only be 1 whatever millimetre, centimetre, whatever between. But if I put 100, it's over big, if you get what I mean. If I put 10 though, it's 10 millimetres, centimetres, whatever you want. If I put 0.5, it's just tiny. 0.1, even tinier. So that's a Taurus. And I sometimes use them instead of doing a bolt. It's easier just to plonk one of them on. And I now can't, because it's so tiny, you can't select it. There we go. Right, what next? A wedge. Yeah, I don't really use these often. Like I say, it just depends how big your radius is. Depends how it is, and also height as well. Really tall. Like I say, everything, each shape is its same. Move it around, all the commands are the same. Wedge, I don't really need it. Never really use it. So don't. Yeah, you get down this line, you only really need the top 3, I'd say. I use, and that's it. Prism, you got your radius as normal. Now sides, this is quite cool. If you want, you could have 20 sides. No one would know. Just that, you know, you can. The bigger you are. Right, okay. The bigger the sides, you know, the easier to see the actual angle, if you get what I mean. But yeah, put that as 10. 10 sides. Sorry, 20. You can see what I mean. Then, next one. Is it last one yet? It's nearly my bedtime. Pyramid. How many sides do we want? I'll go 20. 20 sides. It's basically the same as a prism. Make it massive. Massively big. 20 sides. Its radius is 100. So that's basically from in the middle. If we put the radius as 1, they'd all be really close together. And the height, if we put 10, there you go. I think we're near the end. Hemisphere. This radius, if you put, so imagine it from the, imagine standing in the middle. The radius, you may be going, what about the height? Well, the radius is the height, if you get what I mean. Imagine standing in the middle and going 5 meters in front of me, 5 meters behind me, 5 meters above me, 5 meters below me. Hemisphere only does half, but the sphere would do. So, if you look at it, if you said you wanted 5 meters in front, 5 meters behind, that's all it would be. If you can understand what I mean. That's what hemisphere is. If you wanted it around all over, then you got your sphere. Sphere is half. Sorry, hemisphere is half of a sphere. If you get what I mean. It's a bit difficult to sometimes comprehend. He's a good rapper, by the way. Yeah, it's a bit difficult to comprehend. You'll see later in videos how you can use these to merge, to mix, to see. But this is going to be a series. I hope you keep liking it. Probably not been the best of videos because I've just been exploring different shapes, but I'll be teaching you hopefully in the future some little tricks like how to use a hemisphere to create beautiful shapes. I'll show you a quick picture of something I've been doing quite recently. I had to make a shape, cut it out, put it in, make it look nice. How to create. So say a chair leg, if it like on chairs like the plastic ones, when the chair leg kind of has to go onto the bend of the chair, how it fits exactly on, if you get what I mean. You'll understand what I mean when I draw it. So that'd be something we can do. And I'll also be exploring how to combine stuff. So when you click on one thing, it you click on a chair leg, it doesn't just click the leg and you can move that. You move the whole chair, grouping. You'll understand all of that. Keep listening. I'm Christian. This has been Monkey Punk YouTube channel. Hopefully enjoy this video. Give it a thumbs up. A comment and any tips or any things you'd like to see. Sometimes you see people make things on the computer. Tell us what you'd want to see made, and I'll try and make it for you. Thanks again. Check in next week. This time next week for another video. Bye for now.
Go.